Guys, it's Hook here. Today I'm going to cover an efficient way to grind towards 100% trophy/achievements for Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. There is a lot of info in this video, so please do use the bookmarks in the description to help you navigate around. The long pole here is the XP-based one, Journey of Faith, for reaching maximum level with a Battle Sister, and also acquiring 5,000 Fate points for Hero of the Emporium. So this video covers how we get everything else in between while we're grinding out those long pole trophies. Let's go! For maximum efficiency, we should start with being a Battle Sister, which is a class that came with the last DLC 6, and we're going to do most of the work with this class because we need to get to level 100 and the work will generate us lots of XP. So you're just going to run through the main story first with the Battle Sister class. Feel free to screenshot this mission list so you can know where you are in the main storyline. And every time you get a morality decision, you're going to pick the radical path, and the radical path only. Doing this will get you all the story-related trophies out of DLC 1, and you will unlock the 3 radical path trophies while doing this. We're doing the radical path with a Battle Sister because that unlocks an XP boost. You can check this in your passives, and then go look at Radical Path. And as you can see, there's a 15% passive XP buff we can unlock there, which is very important for our XP grind later on. One quick note here about equipment and experience buffs on the equipment. Be on the lookout for these. We'll cover this in more detail later on how to re-roll for these. But while you're doing the story, just keep a lookout for equipment that's got experience gain. It'll help immensely. Alright, once you finish the story trophies in DLC 1, now it's on to DLC 2. We're still using the Battle Sister, and here are the missions you'll need to be doing in DLC 2. Again, keep selecting that radical path, and this will enable you to unlock those DLC 2 story trophies, all the while gaining XP for our Battle Sister. Right, now it's on to DLC 4 story trophies. Again, here are the missions we'll be doing. Feel free to screenshot this. In doing this, you will unlock these 4 DLC trophies. Okay, time for a quick break from the Battle Sister. Quickly go get the class-specific trophies for the other classes that we need to do. So we're going to do a new game with Assassin, and we're going to play through that first story DLC again. And while we're doing that story again with the Assassin, we're going to be picking the Puritan path, and we're going to be focused on getting executions for a trophy. For the executions, you'll only start getting them when you get your first piece of equipment that has a % chance of getting an execution. And once you have those executions, you'll unlock Judge and Jury, and you'll have unlocked the 3 Puritan path trophies from the main story. Okay, next up is Psyker. It's pretty quick. Just do any missions you like in a new game. And then we're just going to spam your skills to create warp anomalies. Shouldn't take you long to get the number you need. And you will have unlocked Perils of the Warp. And finally, it's our Tech Adept. These are all from DLC 5, Prophecy. This is the mission list. Feel free to screenshot this. You're going to work through these missions getting the story trophy/achievements, and you'll be working on the various construct robot achievements that you need to get. You won't unlock the robot you need to get Master Datasmith until quite late, so we've got a special section near the end of the video on how to wrap that one up fairly efficiently. Stick around for that. Right, now it's time to get back to the big grind with our Battle Sister. This section is where you'll be spending most of your remaining time in the game, and that time will be totally dependent on how much you can maximize your XP. So we're going to be looking at equipment to help with that XP, consumables to help with that XP, tarot cards, how they can help with that XP, and what missions you should be doing in order to maximize your XP gain per minute. Okay, equipment first. So go over and talk to this guy on your ship. Head over to Modify, and then pick a piece of equipment we're trying to get XP buffs on. And then we want to go over to Reroll Enchants. And here we're going to pick something we don't really like, and then try and change that to an XP buff for us. Still didn't get an XP buff. Note that each time I do it, the integrity of the item goes down. So we're just going to keep rolling and hoping we get that XP buff. Okay, so I didn't get an XP buff, but the integrity of this item is now 0. So I'm just going to pay and get some more integrity here. And then finally, after multiple rerolls, we finally get an XP buff. But if it's not a very high XP buff, we can actually re-roll the value of that XP buff as well. I'll show you how to do that. You're going to go across to re-roll values, and then you're just going to keep paying until you like the buff value that you've re-rolled. 7.4 is better than 5.6, so I'll keep it. You want an XP buff on every single equipment item. You will obviously have a lot of re-rolling to do, and you'll obviously need a lot of money and resources to do that. I sold for money all my unused blue, green, and purple items, and I scrapped for salvage all my brown and red items. Just a quick note on the tech tree tab, you will need at least a couple of these unlocked early to do the rerolls of the enchants and the values, and you need to unlock almost all of these anyway for the Mechasapient trophy/achievement, so go ahead and do those ones early. Okay, so let's talk about consumables to help with XP. After about level 70, start using a meme virus before you start a mission. And when you consume one of these, it's going to give you 100% XP bonus for the next mission you do. And remember, we'll talk about which missions we should be doing a little bit later on. Okay, tarot cards. These are modifiers you can apply to missions, and you do that in the mission start screen with the touchpad on your PlayStation controller or whatever the heck button it is on an Xbox. And for the viewpoint of XP, there's really only one card we're interested in. It's the murder card, which is one of our 2 minor ones we can add. The unupgraded version will give you a plus 60% XP bonus, so always apply it when you can. So let's talk about the most obscure thing in this entire game of how you upgrade those tarot cards. So let's assume you want to upgrade the murder card because you want the XP bonus. Unfortunately, when you apply upgrade points to the tarot deck, the points go to random tarot cards in that deck, not necessarily the card you want. Where are those points? Well, if you go to your inventory and the last section of your inventory, and then scroll down till you find the Uther's Tarot cards section, these are consumables you find randomly in missions as you do them. So when you have a non-zero amount of Uther's Tarot cards, you're going to select it, and if you had 5 of them, it will apply 5 upgrade points randomly to the tarot cards in your tarot deck. What you'll want to do is keep applying those upgrade points to the cards in your tarot deck, but never upgrade any card at all until all the cards you have are at upgrade progress 10 out of 10. What this now means is no more upgrade points can be applied to any cards because one of them needs to be upgraded. So when we're at this point, we now go to our murder card and we upgrade that murder card, meaning now it has a 0 of something, probably 0 out of 50, for the next upgrade slot. So from this point on, every upgrade point you apply to the tarot cards will only go to the murder card, and you'll be able to upgrade this fairly quickly now. Okay, so what missions should we be doing to maximize our XP? Well, that's pretty simple. You're going to be doing Void Crusades or Intel missions. They're really the only 2 that are worth it from an XP standpoint. You start Void Crusades from this section on your ship, and you start Intel missions via the consumable in your inventory, which you randomly pick up from other missions. Whichever one you're doing, Void Crusades or Intel missions, always remember, XP buff on every single piece of equipment. Use a meme virus if you're already level 70 or so above. Make sure you have an XP boost tarot card applied. This is the case for every single mission you do. And if you do all that, and after many hours of grinding, you will finally unlock Journey of Faith for reaching level 100 with a battle sister. Okay, that's the super grindy stuff out of the way, but let's talk about some other trophies that we can quickly wrap up in an efficient way. So for DLC 3, the City of Suffering, you want to go to this planet, and with your maxed out battle sister, it'll be next to trivial to get the Harvester of Pain and Glory trophy/achievement for getting 1500 score. And then we want to switch to the Tech Adept to get our sweet Pain trophy for destroying 100 of those towers. We want to do this with the Tech Adept because, like I said earlier, you probably haven't unlocked Master Datasmith yet for getting the number of kills with your big robot. But while you're running around destroying the towers with your Tech Adept, your robot's going to run around and kill the very low-level, easy-to-kill enemies, and you'll quickly knock both of these trophies out, no problem at all. Okay, let's talk about For the Cabal, which is to complete 10 missions in your Cabal. So step 1 is you're either going to need to join or create a Cabal, and I think the quickest way to get this trophy done is just to create your own. It's going to cost you 100 fate, you should have plenty of those by now, and you are going to get assigned a mission to do for that Cabal, and you should go do it. The trouble is you only get to do 3 of these missions in a week, and you might not even like the first mission you're given. So after you've done the 3, or you don't want to do that first one, you're just going to disband the Cabal and create another one immediately. This will cost another 100 fate, but it means you can cycle through the required number of missions very quickly and get this trophy unlocked. Now, a couple of quick extra tips. If you happen to get the Data Sermons mission, then that one's very easy to farm. While you're on your ship, press left trigger to go to the system screen, go to Special Missions, scroll down till you get to the Unholy Cathedral and run that one. Data sermons drop like crazy here. You'll unlock this mission very quickly. If you have a mission that requires you to contribute or donate something, that can be annoyingly obscure. You're going to do that with the right trigger while you're on your ship. Then you're going to D-pad down to the Cabal directive or mission. And then when the text is highlighted, you're going to click it and that will donate the required materials. And after you've done your 10 missions by creating and disbanding that Cabal, you will unlock For the Cabal. Okay, another obscure one is this Demonstration of Purity for killing 50 Chaos Engine elites while under the effect of an act of faith. So on your ship, go over to your faith abilities, make sure we're in the Acts of Faith section, and then you want to assign one of your skills to be an act of faith that has a duration. I'm going to use Divine Grace, the blue one, because it lasts 8 seconds. And now you just need to make sure you've executed that act of faith, Divine Grace, just as the Chaos Engine is about to die. Well, that's all very good, right? But where do you find a Chaos Engine and how can you farm 50 of them? So let's cover that. In the Awakenings section, there's a mission called the Gaping Wound. And if you're interested in farming this trophy, when you get to this mission with your Battle Sister, this is when you want to farm for that trophy. Because there's a Chaos Engine right at the start of this mission, which we can farm over and over again fairly quickly. So let's just quickly go look at my trophy progress for this Chaos Engine so far. And if we scroll all the way down, you can see I have 13 of 50 of Demonstration of Purity done. So we're going to run through the first door of this mission. We're going to kill a few enemies. And then right here we have a Chaos Engine. So we're just going to work on getting his health down fairly low. Okay, that's low enough. So now I'm going to execute that act of faith, Divine Grace. Remember, it lasts 8 seconds, so I've got 8 seconds to kill that Chaos Engine. Okay, so now let's go look at our trophy progress again, make sure that incremented. And indeed it did. It now says 14 of 50. And now we're simply going to quit and restart the mission. Going to run through the same door, kill the same enemies, and kill the same Chaos Engine, all the while Divine Grace is running for 8 seconds. And now we have 15 of 50. And then you guessed it, we quit and restart. And after we've killed that poor old Chaos Engine 35 more times, you too will have unlocked the Demonstration of Purity trophy/achievement. If you're already past this mission, by the way, and you can't replay it, it's no big deal because those Chaos Engines appear often in the Void Crusades and in the Intel missions. Okay, for our final grindy trophy, Hero of the Emporium, which wants us to get 5,000 fate points. No, we don't need 5,000 fate points all at once. We just need to have acquired 5,000 over time. So you'll get many fate points just by your roadmap to level 100 with your Battle Sister. I had about half of the required fate points finished when I'd reached level 100 with the Battle Sister. So I'm going to show you how I farmed the rest real quick. So this farm works by selling and rebuying back and a piece of equipment from the captain lady on your ship. So find a piece of equipment to sell her that will give you 3 fate points when you do that, and then sell it to her. This means you just acquired 3 more fate points. Now go find that piece of equipment that you just sold her in her inventory, and then in your inventory tab over to an empty inventory slot, and then buy that piece of equipment back. This will cost you the same amount of money and fate that you got from selling it in the first place. But while buying it back reduces our actual fate currency, it doesn't reduce the amount we need towards that 5,000. We still have that 3 of fate acquired from when we sold it. So now you can just sit in this screen and sell, buy back, sell, buy back, etc., that piece of equipment over and over again. And each time you sell it, you will acquire 3 more fate. And you can do the math. If you sell that piece of equipment 100 times to her, you will have acquired 300 fate. And after a good long while of tabbing back and forth in those inventories and selling and buying back, you will have hit the 5,000 fate points required. And then the next time you log into the game, you will unlock the Hero of the Emporium trophy/achievement. And there you have it, guys. A fairly efficient roadmap to reach level 100 with the Battle Sister and get almost everything else in between that you need unlocked while you're doing that. If you're playing other Warhammer games, then do check out the channel for some other easy mode guides. Hope that helps, and I'll catch you in the next one.